Thank you so much for joining us on our 71st edition of Lunch Out Loud Ottawa. My name is Nick Baczewski.
I'm Andrew Miller.
And of course, we are the podcast that talks to the people, places, events, and music that make Ottawa the incredible city that it is. And before we get to our very special guest, Nicki Bridgeland from the OSSC, why don't we check this out?
Hey there, all you Lunch Out Louders. This is Sean Tavernier here from Silver Creek. The boys and I are really excited to be playing once again at this year's Ottawa Blues Fest on July 5th. And you can bet your bottom dollar that if Silver Creek is playing, it's going to be the hottest day of the summer. It's going to be hot, sweaty, loud, and a heck of a lot of fun. We've also got two killer shows coming up just next week on May 9th and 10th at Irene's Pub here in town and Neat Cafe all the way out in Burnstown. Those shows are going to be a great time too. So don't let the rain get you down, man. Summer is coming. We've got lots of music in store for you. Have a wonderful Thursday. I hope you dig the tunes.
I'm a flower on the wall again. Heartaches creeping in again. Take back those things you said, 'cause I'm tired of losing you, my friend. Wake up to another lonely day without you. Time to face this cold, cruel world all alone. I can feel it all coming down, down on me. Let me out.
All right, great tunes, Silver Creek. That is going to be one hot day on July 5th, 3 p.m. Make sure you're out there. And
Now, did they say that was last year when they played? Was it a scorcher or something?
I think it was the year before they played, and but always on those Saturdays it's usually really hot.
Plus 45 out.
Yeah, it's right around the Hope Beach Volleyball as well.
Right
but Burnstown on the May 10th. Have you ever been out to Neat Cafe in Burnstown?
I haven't. I'm glad you reminded me of it because I've heard it's amazing. It's a spot that's in my list to want to go.
Same here.
Nice.
I've never been. But
I'd like to go check it out, but May 10th I'll be heading out to Vankleek Hill. Bose is throwing a concert with the Slackers.
There you go.
So I'll be heading to check that out instead, but whatever.
All right, pick me up some Bose.
There you go.
All right, so we're here with Nicki. I'm sure that everyone in the city's heard about the OSC, and I'm probably 70% of people have played in it. I don't know where I grabbed that stat.
I like that stat.
Well, 90% of stats are BS.
There we go.
And that stat is questionable too.
Exactly. Yeah.
My favorite thing about the Ottawa Sport and Social Club is that, well, it happened basically this weekend where I attended two parties, the Friday and the Saturday, and when I was at the second party, I didn't know anyone there, and I asked them how they all met each other and how they got together, and they said it ran like individuals. We met up at the OSSC. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. Thought back to the day before. I'm like, wow, all of us met in, like, I would not have known the people on the Friday night if it wasn't for the OSSC as well. And just awesome people, like-minded. And I think that's one of the main reasons for the OSSC and how it started. So that is incredible. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, and I love hearing that, Nick. The magic of what people that have met through OSSC, and then they develop their circles of friends. They maybe didn't know anybody in the same city or have anybody in their same age group. They might be new to the city or lost touch with people, and this gives them the opportunity to have a crowd of people to go to Blues Fest with, to go see bands with, to go to movies with, and have dinner parties with, and just create some vibrance in their life that maybe they were missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And you go in, the fields are in different parts of the city, so it gets people out of their like area that they're usually stuck in. So that is good. I love biking to all the. I love when they're within biking distance of downtown because you get a nice bike ride on the way out there, or bike ride on the way back. I think I played on maybe 10 different leagues in this. In OSSC, but I come from Guelph, Ontario, and I know a lot of my friends back there. You're stuck with just soft, like maybe one softball league, one maybe a basketball league, and one volleyball league. But what the OSSC looks at is, well, there's there's so many different avenues, and like the sky's the limit with what we do here, and that's what you do. Because just looking at the new sports that you have this year, inner tube water polo.
Is that amazing?
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Totally
I was just
great.
watching
It just looks so much fun.
Yeah, the pictures of it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, ping pong, kickball. So you back to the soccer baseball roots.
Totally soccer baseball roots. And what I love about kickball is I imagine that big ball that makes that sproing, boing sound. Like, how can you not have a good time when you're playing that?
Take out aggression on the ball instead of taking it at other people. You just take it out on that ball.
And we have this season, well, overall, we actually, across all 4 seasons a year that we operate, we have over 28 different varieties of sports. And we've got over 9,000 people that play every week with us 4 seasons a year, which is
if
really
that doesn't make
wild.
other people listeners from other cities jealous, I don't know what does. Like.
Well, it's funny. I had a woman from Peterborough call today as a registration because we're in the midst of registration for spring summer, which we call Sprummer.
Yeah.
And we like making words up and making it playful, obviously. But she was saying, how many softball teams do you have registered? Because she was registering for the softball league. And I said, I think on that night alone we have 80.
Wow.
And she said, 80? Like, I'm from Peterborough and I'm used to 4 to 6 teams a night.
Yeah.
And so the word she used is, that's overwhelming and fantastic. And that's what I said. We have that many on one night alone. I think in total, even in softball, we have over 200 or 250 teams this upcoming Sprummer, and Sprummer registration is still open.
And it is still open, so let's get that out of the way before we get to know you a little more.
Great.
So about the fields, I know it's been very rainy. I think we're expecting rain
today.
A
little bit of rain.
A little bit of rain. I know Central Park in the Glebe is still, you can take a canoe to it.
Yeah.
So can you update people on the extension of some of the registrations and...
Yeah, I can. So our initial registration deadline for Sprummer was last night, April 30th at midnight.
Okay.
We received word today from the City of Ottawa that our permits, which were to start May 11th, have been pushed back by a week because of field condition. They're too wet, and obviously they want to preserve the condition of the fields and not have us go out too early and tear up the fields, which is good for everybody to make sure that's safe.
Oh, for sure.
So what it means is that there are some sports that we're able to keep the registration open for longer. So softball and any of our field sports will be open for registration until May 7th.
Oh, that's great.
So it's extended an extra week. So people can register as an individual or as a team until May 7th at midnight, online or by calling the office for any of those sports. So like softball, ultimate frisbee, flag football, and soccer.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's fantastic, yeah. Now, the other sports that are able to start on schedule following May 11th, on our original schedule, are the indoor sports that we have, so like floor hockey, basketball, dodgeball, court volleyball, basketball, any of the indoor sports, and our beach volleyball and beach dodgeball will start on time.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
great.
that they will start May 11th, and they will run as per original schedule. We do have more spaces available in some of those sports. So even though the registration deadline has passed, we can take some individuals and some teams where there is room available left.
Okay. And you can see all that on the website if you go on there. And the website again for everybody?
It's OSSC.ca.
Perfect.
Too easy.
Nice and easy.
And people can call here, of course, to...
For sure. And maybe we can leave them with the phone numbers.
Yes,
so it's
absolutely.
613-565-TEAM, which is 8326.
Perfect. Nice and easy.
Perfect.
So yeah, let's get to know you a little bit better. Where did you start out? Are you from Ottawa originally?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I lived in Ottawa since I was born until I was 19, and then I went off to university.
Where did you
and
go?
left Queens.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And
Down
so
the
I
street.
left for university and was gone for 13 years total. And then when I was in my early 30s, decided that I wanted to come back to Ottawa.
Yeah.
I'd lived in Toronto and I had lived in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
I knew I wanted to do something on my own as far as a business went, and I wasn't sure at that time exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted it to be in Ottawa, in a city that was affordable and that was easy to manage, not one that was kind of managing me financially or logistically.
Yeah. How much did Ottawa change in that 13 years that you were gone?
It's hard for me to say. I mean, I was 19 when I left, so I didn't really have a good pulse on what the city was. My sense is, in the last 11 years since I've been back, it's become a funkier, cooler city than it ever was. And I think, in work that you guys are doing and in other organizations around town, I think that that's what's enhanced the cool factor.
Yeah. We're certainly seeing that every single week, and even with the new Dontar lands, that's the proposal that just came out. That's going to be great. I had a speech from the NCC president, and their ideas are going to be great. So it's just going to continue getting funkier.
Well, there's a vibe in the city that didn't exist before, and that's so exciting. Especially, and I don't know if we can get into this now, but Hintonburg area, where our office is located, it's the hub of art, and it's the hub of cool, funky restaurants in the city.
Yeah. Cafe My House, have you been yet?
No.
To the opening?
No.
Have you heard of Cafe My House?
No.
Oh, my. Write that down.
Okay,
Wow.
I will.
Yeah, they just opened up. And everybody knows it's a vegan vegetarian restaurant, but unbelievable entrepreneurs doing just incredible stuff with that. Oh, it's unbelievable.
That's great. What
just
street is it on?
It's on the main street.
Okay.
It's right across from Hintonburg Public House.
Great.
Definitely check that out.
Yeah.
You know I love that one.
Yeah.
Hintonburg's doing great. Innovation Center coming right along. Great bike paths. Great stuff there. Any favorite restaurants in the city? Other hot spots?
Yeah, I mean, I love Allium Restaurant on Holland. I think that the flavors they place together on a plate are things that I've never thought of.
Yeah.
And I'm always delighted. When
Allium.
Allium.
Nice. I don't know if I've ever been there.
Oh, it's so good.
That's just in between Scott and Wellington, eh?
Yeah, it's in the same block as we are, in between Armstrong, actually, and Wellington.
I think I might have popped in there and had a drink one day.
And when I say the same block, we're on Hinton, but they're on Holland, but within the same block, And I also really like, I really do like the Wellington Gastropub.
Yeah.
And I think what I really like, especially...
They just released the new beer at Beyond the Pale today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Collaboration.
Oh, that's great. So and that's actually a great segue too, because Beyond the Pale is in this neighborhood, and I love that.
We're going to talk about that partnership.
And we have some good news about that. Yes,
that's great.
Any other hotspots that you love in this city that once the snow melts away, you're pumped up to do again?
Yeah, hotspots within the city. Well, I'm still going to come back to this neighborhood. I love it so much. Hintonburg Public House, I think, is fabulous.
Yeah.
The new bridgehead that opened up at Fairmont on Wellington, all the bright windows, it's across from the church. It sort of has that European feel.
Yeah.
I had been in Europe right up until the week before it opened, and was so happy to come into that center and feel like I was, back in Paris or back in Spain. It was back in France or back in Spain. It was fabulous because it has that open feeling and just some vibes.
That's the one we were in 2 weeks ago, right?
Exactly right.
That's funny. The last 3 have all been in Hintonburg episodes that we've done here. So
and it wasn't planned that way.
No.
It's like the small village within this big city.
Yeah. You obviously must have a passion for sports starting this up. What are some of your favorite sports that you like to do around the city? Even if you weren't doing this, that you would still be doing, obviously.
So beach volleyball for sure. I love playing beach volleyball. Ultimate Frisbee. Floor hockey. I've actually been playing with the same floor hockey team for 11 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Intermediate or...
Experienced.
Nice. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. What position do you play?
Young Sidney Crosby.
That would assume there was more organization to the team than there really is. No.
Oh, you're an experienced.
I do love playing defense more than offense.
Yeah.
This was a group of individuals that signed up as members, players of the league that I didn't know, and in my first year in 2003 got very attached to how fun they were, and essentially attached myself onto them, and have been playing with them ever since. So it was individuals that didn't know each other.
Were they very surprised that they joined up with the person that's running the league?
No, actually that first season they played on their own as individuals, but I watched who were the really fun people in that first season. Yeah. And then I just said, hey, I'm available to sub on your team whenever, and soon I was included into that fold.
That's awesome.
The funny thing is, the first time I met anybody from that team was when, in early days, when I was promoting with flyers out to restaurants and bars and lineups on the sidewalk. And it was one night that I actually didn't really want to do any promotion. I was tired. Wow. I think it was a cold, rainy Saturday night, and I was going to stay in for a movie. Yeah. And instead decided, nope, dress up and get out. There's a business to promote. Yeah. And that was in 2003. And I actually met these people in a pub. And they said, can you guarantee me fun people to play with? And I said, for sure. And they asked some other questions, which I won't repeat on the podcast, but very funny questions about who they might have on their team. And And I was able to hook the team up with really fun people who clicked, and we've been playing together for 11 years and do a lot of things together.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow. So 11 years. How long is it? The OSSC been around for 11 years now then?
Mm-hmm. We celebrated our 11th year anniversary on February 16th.
And now you're in 7 cities.
7 cities.
What are the other cities? Kingston,
I need to go by
Halifax.
order of how we started it. So Kingston in 2005, Halifax in 2008, and then we did some other cities, Victoria.
Very close to Halifax.
Yeah. Coast to coast, I like to say. Yeah. Quinte, which is Stirling, Trenton, and Belleville area.
Okay.
And then we also have London and Windsor, which I've helped a friend set up. So she's actually the one who's running it there.
That's amazing. Now, did these cities not have anything in place before, or is the structure that the OSSC brought just superior than what was there, or how is it being so successful in all these cities?
Yeah, it's a great question. I feel really lucky that we've been so successful in every city we've gone to. And to give you a sense of that success, I started with 350 weekly players in 2003, and we now have, in this season, it's going to be over 9,000 people who play weekly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that across the country, or that's just Ottawa?
That's Ottawa alone.
Wow.
So there's no debating. We are absolutely the biggest and the best co-ed sports league in Ottawa, and I think our success, back to your original question, is that we deliver exceptional customer service that is rooted in playful professionalism. So what that is really having that familiarity with members, giving them customer service that's so great that they would never fathom going anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that they're really looked after with us.
Consistency,
Yeah. And I think a lot of other leagues, it's people doing it part-time in their spare time. And so it's not a priority for the response turnaround time.
Gotcha.
What we do is we commit to our members 24 hours response time by email or by phone. And I think they feel that level of care that we have. We have 8 full-time staff that support the league in Ottawa. And that really shows, I think, in what we can deliver to our members. The other thing is, before I started the Ottawa Sport and Social Club, there were individual leagues that offered one sport at a time.
Yeah.
But we were the only league present that offered an umbrella for multiple sports to be played under one roof. The other thing is we make it very easy for teams and individuals to register. So in other leagues, you needed to know somebody who had a spot on a team, and only then could you play if it was at the same level what you were used to, and the same sport that you knew how to play. Whereas with us, part of the magic, as I alluded to, is individuals coming together who don't know each other, but they have an interest in the same sport and the same level, and we create a team of those individuals, so there's no barrier for people to play.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I love that with the individuals, like you said, that you can just go on the website or whatnot, and you can, I really want to play volleyball this summer, so, you sign up and you get put into somebody. And being from our professions, it's the best way that you can network. I mean, joining different teams, meeting new people, and it's just amazing that you can do that.
And bond over sport. Like I know Andrew's really good at hockey. He likes going into beginner hockey, pretend he's not good at start, and he starts hustling people.
and then you're the champ of the team. Yeah. Everybody loves you.
That's what he does.
What do you mean that's your ninth goal this game?
Wow, I've just been practicing a lot, guys. Great passes, and he always says it's the passes. Great passes, guys.
You make other people look good, and everybody loves you. Part of what else made us so successful and continues to do so is that our leagues are really rooted around the social side. So all of our sports are co-ed.
Let's talk about the sponsorship. We can get into that.
Yeah. So all of our sports are co-ed. They're just for fun. Get out and have a good time. Absolutely no experience is required. We have different skill levels for the sports. And regardless of what skill level you're playing at, it's about the fun. Yeah. And so this isn't the NHL, it's not the NBA, and so to have fair play and a really good time, that's one of our.
Well, and I mean, I want to point out, although you say it's it's more just for fun, it is pretty competitive in some aspects. I know in the beach volleyball, I joined one league, and we won that league. First time around.
Round of applause.
But it was great. I was really happy with the level of competition, because that's something that held me back from going and playing volleyball a lot. I thought, it's just going to be, nobody's going to care. And I mean, I really wanted it to be competitive. And it was a perfect balance of fun versus competitiveness.
That's great. Yes. So at the higher end of the competitive or experience levels that we have, people definitely have great skill. And then there's also space in the recreational levels for people who have never played anything before, maybe since grade school or ever, which is so great.
Those are my favorite times. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
just thinking back to my individual teams.
Yeah.
It's
Like
so great.
this is another story, but this last season I played all sorts of sports with a group of friends, and that's a different sport
So much
every
fun.
night.
So much fun.
And nobody's good at everything, so the laugh factor is high.
Yeah.
So, I hadn't played basketball in a long time, and I'm terrible at basketball, and that's the funny part of the game.
Yeah.
Another friend of mine who's a fabulous athlete, she's terrible at volleyball, and watching her in that was hilarious, and she was humorous about it, we were humorous about it, and everybody's supportive because everybody has a sport that's new to them at some point.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about the social side is the wrapper that we have is sport, but really the magic of what we do is community and connection and play.
Yeah.
And that social side is reinforced by the partnership that we have with the Royal Oaks. All Royal Oaks across Ottawa, we have a partnership with that we've had for 11 years. They supported us from the very beginning when I was opening up the league, and they invite us to their pubs for free food after the games. So there's this opportunity to go socialize and continue the fun you had on the court, off court. And that is, I think, really what seals the deal with Sport and Social Club and why it's so great.
And it's definitely great. What is the deal now? I remember
6 people,
back then it was
6 people
something, and you got a big plate of nachos or something. Is that still the
Nachos
same?
wings.
Yeah, so it's virtually the same as when we started 11 years ago. 3 to 5 people get a free plate of nachos, as long as they spend a minimum of, I think it's $7 per person, which is easy to do with a beer.
Yeah, 1 pint.
Yeah.
There you go.
1 Bose.
Yeah. Or 1 Beyond the Pale.
Or 1 Beyond.
Yeah. Hopefully soon in a Royal Oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for 6 to 10 people, they have a free plate of nachos and a free pound of wings.
Oh wow, that's great.
And I know the Canal Royal Oak is packed every single night in the summer on the balconies. That's great. Anyways, we'll get right back into some more of the sponsorships.
Yeah.
In just a moment, we're going to listen to one more song. Of course, the first song from Silver Creek was Just Myself Again. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. This song is going to be Soldiers off their new album. So silvercreekmusic.ca. We'll be right back with Nicki.
Send your soldiers down to the water to test their might. See them standing tall in their armor, shining bright. It's war tonight. It's war tonight.
All right, thanks, Nick. Apologies in advance. This segment's going to be a little short because everybody seems to be really busy. This city is waking up and it's rocking out. We got a lot of food events happening. A lot of things are being announced right now, and like even tonight there's the African Harvest event that benefits Farm Radio International. 2 chefs, 1 local, Ottawa, Chef André Rufou, C'est Bon Cooking, and Jeff Crump, who you may know, wrote a book called Earth to Table. It's one of the first books that put together a philosophy for how to eat and how to dine farm to table. They are going to be cooking up African-inspired small plates with the respective flavors. So that's happening tonight. On Sunday, the Ottawa Farmers Market opens for the first time, and they warn not to expect too much. There's going to be some of the farmers that are going to come with goods are mostly going to be with produce at least are mostly going to be the ones with greenhouses. So I'm going. I'm desperate I'm desperate for fresh greens, and I expect to get them from Rochon Farms because Rochon Farms is always first to market, and they're always last to leave the farmers market, Parkdale, Autumn Farmers Market, wherever they show up. They have a bank of greenhouses and polytunnels. They always produce some amazing produce, and the produce that they put out always define what's to come, the bounty that to come this summer and fall. All right, there's always two events that signify spring in Ottawa. One of them is A Taste for Life, and the other one was Bon Appetit Ottawa. A Taste for Life has passed. Bon Appetit Ottawa is coming up next Tuesday, May 6, 2014. It's being held at the EY Centre, which is at 4899 Uplands Drive, just near the Ottawa Airport. It's a huge facility. It's operating between 5:30 and 9 o'clock. It is, for 17 years now, it is Ottawa's biggest cocktail party. And we recommend it, mostly because there's 60 food vendors, food, wine, beer vendors are showing up. Every year, over 60 vendors show up. And if you haven't had the opportunity to try a new restaurant, or if you haven't had the opportunity to visit a certain neighborhood, try a restaurant that you've heard about, well, a lot of them are in one place. So buy a ticket. It's $85 per person with a $50 tax receipt. You can easily get your money's worth. We highly recommend dropping by the Brothers Beer Bistro booth. There's the Hooch Bourbon House and Lunenburg Pub. Chef Daniel Mongeon of Hooch, who we talked about before, he recommends dropping by the booths Le Fougere, Courtyard Restaurant, Smoke Shack, and Seed the Sausage. Seed the Sausage is going to be opening up a new shop on Gladstone in a couple of weeks. If you like preserves, if you like jams, there's Michael's Dolce, there's Top Shelf Preserves, and there's Major Craig's Chutney. Andrew Craig of Major Craig's going to be bringing black garlic grown right here in Ottawa. Regarding Michael Sunderland and Michael's Dolce, well, he just released this really amazing sriracha, and I'm serious. He makes his own sriracha. If you are a fan of the stuff with the green, of the red sauce with the green cap that you see in faux houses, well, try Michael's sriracha. You might not reach for the stuff with the green cap anymore. So yes, there you have a recommendation from a chef. You have a recommendation from us. It's a great event. 2,000 people usually show up. This event always sells out. You have limited time left to pick up tickets. It's worth it. So that's that. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.
Sorry, I didn't mention that, Don and Jen. So they came on and talked about Bon Appetit, which is happening next week. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make it out for that. And that was Soldiers from Silver Creek, so thanks again. So we'll jump right back into some of the other awesome sponsorship news. I know you're telling us about Beyond the Pale, and that was fitting because we were there last week. And Rob and Shane are awesome entrepreneurs.
Great guys,
would match up with you very well. So
talk about fun people. I think it's a good matchup for you.
Sure. I totally think that demographic is perfect, and it's our executive director, Lael Morgan, who worked with Beyond the Pale to get this set up and off the ground. And the chemistry and the fit between the two organizations is perfect, and I'm really excited. What they're going to be doing with us for our Sprummer season, spring-summer, in between quotation marks, is they're going to be doing a Team of the Week for 16 weeks. So my understanding of the partnership that we have is that when we have a Team of the Week, which will happen each week, they will go over to Beyond the Pale, and that team will be able to collect 3 growlers.
Wow.
And they'll get promotion around that, and they'll be promoted amongst Beyond the Pale, and they'll also get promotion around OSSC, so that their team is getting out there and there's sort of bragging rights for they were Team of the Week.
Yeah, that's a great deal for sure.
A little party animal after that.
Yeah, I think the registration is going to blow off the hook now.
And what's exciting too is they're just down the street right now from us.
Yeah.
So until they move into their new location, it's so convenient. Teams will come here and then they'll walk over and redeem their prize.
But even at their new space, they'll be able to go there and sit down in their new when they have the lounge set up. So
and that's actually something that we've talked about as a great possibility. Is with this lounge that they're building, I understand the capacity is quite large for events, and so we may consider doing some events there and hosting different fun social events. We do wrap-up parties at the end of every season, And in the past,
The last one was on Friday at
that's
Lagos.
right. Yeah, so we get 300-400 people out.
Yeah, and those are pretty fun. Yeah, when
They're
you hang up the
totally
trophies
fun.
and everything. Yeah,
Totally. Yeah, and our wrap-up parties are not just for the winning teams; they're there for everybody to celebrate the fun that was had throughout the season.
Yeah.
And we do minute-to-win-it games and lots of dancing, great DJ, and I'm excited about Beyond the Pale's new site because our capacity often has been limited by different venues that we have a party at, and my understanding is that they'll have 500 at that location.
that's good.
500?
I think so.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Right on.
So, right before we get to the many charities and the charitable event coming up this weekend at Lagos, there's many tournaments that you do as well. I love that, and include some of them aren't even sports anymore. You got a euchre tournament July 5th. I'm a professional euchre player. So
Oh,
Excellent.
I've been
I
in
love
some
that.
new
I'd like you on my
tournaments, too.
team.
yeah, we'll count some cards. It will be the we got the Sunday. You got a Paddles Up ping pong tournament. So that's a lot of fun, especially in a rainy weekend. Many ski gatherings that I've been on, bonspiels. So a nice little fun weekend where you can learn a new sport and just get out there. Price is very good. You get some food.
Yeah, and we do things like beach volleyball tournaments coming up, the softball tournaments coming up, a dragon boat. In the winter, we run floor hockey tournaments, dodgeball tournaments, court volleyball tournaments, ski weekends, as you
People are
said.
saying Ottawa's boring. Like, you could have friends coming up for the weekend and go, would you want to just get in a fun hockey tournament? It's something fun to do. Like bachelor parties. You want to get something done during the day, win a tournament.
Beach volleyball
and then
tournament?
play it.
Yeah, that sounds like
just do it
that's a
before
pretty
fun.
fun.
There's great ideas.
And any of these you can sign up as an individual too, so
Yeah.
you don't need to know anybody. to
Bored
be able
one
to do it.
weekend, you don't know what to do, meet some new friends.
Yeah,
Do some great things.
and I would love everybody to have that sense that if they are looking for something fun to do on a weekend, they just pull up our website and they can see what's going on and they jump in.
Yeah, you can't say, there's nothing to do.
And I mean, it's pretty safe to say that you'll probably get along with people, as that's going to be your common ground. I mean, you all like to play volleyball, right? So you're on the volleyball team. There you go. That's you're in, right? What are some of the other newer sports that you brought out this year?
There's I'm very excited about stand-up paddleboard.
Stand-up paddleboarding, right on.
And we also have stand-up paddle
Very
yoga.
popular.
So there's going to
Really?
be yoga on the paddle boards.
Wow.
You don't want to fall in
Where's
the
that
water
going to be
right now.
held?
I actually am not certain of the location,
Sounds
but
right.
somewhere on the Ottawa River. I'm not the one organizing the
In the
facility
rapids,
that we're
right?
using.
Yeah, right in the rapids.
Exactly. On your market, set, go.
Yeah, if you can
Extreme power
See if you
paddleboarding.
can stand up.
Yeah, if you can hold the tree pose in the river, boom, you know you have core strength.
Well, that's cool, because that's getting very popular. I've been seeing people doing it all over now.
Totally, and we've added different individual type sports like that in case somebody's not a team sport player or they've classified themselves or think that they're not a team sport player. Even though I wasn't when I was a child, I actually didn't play any team sports, and it was in my adulthood through a sport and social club that I discovered that I love to play team sports. But the stand-up paddleboard is an example of that. We also have tennis fitness classes, which are at the Ottawa Tennis and Lawn Bowling Club,
Nice.
where we've built out 10 beach volleyball courts.
Yeah.
But they're offering tennis fit for our members to be able to sign up as a
Oh,
class.
that's
for
really
that,
good.
which is really
I
great.
need to get back into tennis.
Yeah. So we've got lots of different offerings if somebody is looking for something different than a team sport.
Wonderful.
Wow, that's
And-
crazy. Have you ever heard of... Sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
I think it's pickleball.
Yo, yes.
Do you have that yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I hear it's getting quite popular. A buddy of mine was in Florida last year, I think, and he said it's going crazy there. And I think in Cornwall or something they had a team or a small league.
So I wish that on this podcast people could see my face light up.
Yeah, she is very excited when I said pickleball.
She's a professional pickleball player.
And I'm right? It's called pickleball.
You're totally right.
All right.
It is pickleball. We had a staff retreat where we brought the sport managers of each of our cities in and the staff from Ottawa and had some team building activities. And one of the nights after our meetings, we played pickleball. And we were introduced to it by two wizard pickleball players in Ottawa. And I had never even heard of it. But we played and it was incredible. It's kind of like tennis meets ping pong. The rackets remind me of ping pong.
Yeah.
And the ball is like a tennis ball but light.
Yeah.
And
Almost
it
like a
is-
wiffle ball.
Like
or
a wiffle
something.
ball, that's
Yeah.
right. It has little holes in it. It is
Yeah.
so fun, and we are definitely thinking of adding it to our
Awesome.
sport listing for
There we
another
go.
season.
Sweet.
Oh, there's the announcement. I would love to try
It's
that
now
one.
official. It's on air.
There you go.
So charities, I know this weekend, Friends with Benefits at Lagos. Can you tell us a bit about that? I know that's...
Yeah, I can, and it's
It's close to
actually
your heart.
it is close to my heart, and it's a tough event to talk about. In 2005, I lost one of my best friends to suicide. Her Her name was Jenny James, and she was like a sister to me. This event is to reduce the social stigma of depression and to really bring it into mainstream conversation. 1 in 5 people suffer from mental illness or from depression. That means that in our office right now, with everybody that's here, there's a good chance there's 2 people who are suffering from that. Friends, colleagues, family, people you might not even know. In the case of Jenny, she was by far one of my most talented, beautiful, witty, charming, charismatic, and intelligent friends. You would never have known, if you weren't close to her, what she was going through and the pain she was in. I think, the goal of this event is to bring it on the table and to have it out in the open and to say the people that you least expect are suffering from this may be suffering from it. Yeah. And to also raise money for her foundation, which her family set up, called the Jenny James Depression Fund Foundation.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's and that's at the Royal Ottawa. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's part of the Royal Ottawa Hospital, and they've done a great job at managing that foundation, and it's her family that set it up. And the idea is if the loss of Jenny to this world can leave a legacy of saving others from losing loved ones, Jenny will have made a massive difference, and she already has, by elevating this to the table. That in some ways, it's a weird term for me to say, she's the poster girl for somebody you would never expect to be suffering from this. Mm-hmm. And if she was suffering from it when she had everything, she had so much to give everybody, and she sort of was the it girl, and everybody wanted to know her. Everybody knew her. At Queen's, I was known as Jenny James's roommate. Still, when people don't know she's passed away, I will be. Somebody says, "Oh, you're her friend," and how is she? And there's this she's an enigma. There's an iconic quality to Jenny that, in her death, continues. And I think if it's helping promote dialogue about this subject. There's a way to find some peace in what happened.
So if anybody's feeling like that, do they just go to the Royal Ottawa now, or do they...
Yeah, it's hard for me to say what the right steps are for somebody that's suffering from depression and what to do.
People need to know the steps. People need to know the steps.
But there are so many different... I think
the biggest thing, talk to somebody first.
Talk to somebody.
Anybody.
Mm-hmm. And I think actually, start with talking to your best friend. Start with talking to your family member. Share with somebody that you're really struggling and that this darkness is overcoming you. Mm-hmm. And then I would say reach out to your family doctor, reach out to the Royal Ottawa. There are so many great support mechanisms in place. And I feel comfortable sharing this, that the person who founded the Friends with Benefits event, her name is Laura Hammond, and she actually knew Jenny in the hospital. And Laura is a beautiful story of what can happen with the proper care. Mm-hmm. And she is thriving. And her goal is to make sure that people are aware that those with mental illness and who suffer from depression can still thrive.
Oh, absolutely.
And the idea is, let's make this accessible to everybody to talk about it and to know it's as real as cancer, it's as real as diabetes, it's as real as heart disease. And so one thing that I would also add, if somebody doesn't know where to go next, pull up the Friends with Benefits website and even reach out to Laura Hammond and to the organizers, because they would be able to help them get to the right
and that's the thing,
place.
There is help out there.
There absolutely is.
There's ways around. So
that's Friday night at Lagos. I think it's $45, $25? Anyways, it's going for a great cost. So the price is irrelevant.
Yeah.
And
at that night, I've been. It's the third year that I've been. It's the second year that we're the presenting sponsor with the Ottawa Sport and Social Club, and it's such a fun event. So it's for a good cause. It's impactful. You can have a big difference by being at it and make a big difference in the funds that are raised. But it's also a great night of connecting, visiting with people, dancing. They always have great music. And it's a silent auction that has incredible prizing. We've donated a fair bit, and I know so many other great local businesses have done the same. Okay. So if somebody's looking for a really fun night that actually, you can tell by the name, is upbeat. It's a big subject, but it's an upbeat night. And Friends with Benefits.
I wasn't really sure what the event was hearing the name.
But I like that.
But maybe it was a swingers party of sorts. But
it's another aspect of Friends with Benefits. When you're together, and OSSC represents it
Yeah.
very well. I like it.
Totally, and that's actually a really great close on that because Andrew, you said, what would you do if somebody, what would you suggest to somebody who is suffering from depression? It is go talk to a friend,
Yeah.
and it's talk about it. And so OSSC is a wonderful place to meet new people and find that social group that
For
you
sure.
can share with if you need to.
And
As
that's
long
the
as-
big thing, I think, with depression. You got to get out there, Don't just lock yourself in your house and, you got to get out there, talk to people,
Yeah.
get some vitamin D and get some sunshine. There
Totally.
you go.
So this event is a great fit, and we're really proud to support it for a lot of reasons.
And we'll get that website out there for sure. So a lot of time that we blew through
Yeah.
that quickly, and you do so many other charities too, and it's all listed on the website. We're going to have to speed through events this weekend.
You got it. What else is going on? What else we got happening, Nikki?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Friday night, like Friends with Benefits.
You have the
yeah.
Activate Health and Fitness Expo at the EY Center.
Okay.
Jane's Walks.
And I can also tell you about the season opener at the Ottawa Tennis Lawn Bowling Club, which is where we have our 10 beach volleyball courts we built.
Yeah.
That's on Saturday during the
Oh,
day.
sweet.
What's your season opener? What's that going to entail?
It's where the ribbon gets cut, the courts get open. Hopefully,
Oh, that's
if
fun.
they can get it going in time. And we
Yeah.
also have a beach volleyball skills clinic that day.
Oh, cool.
And this is our private facility. Well, I mean
Yeah.
private in the beach volleyball courts we built.
They're really nice, too.
Yeah,
That's,
they're
I played
gorgeous.
there, and it's
right in the
fantastic.
core of the city, right by Brewer Park.
Yeah.
You get to see the new infills in the area that
Yeah.
pop up every year.
What else we got, Nick?
Beautiful. Tamarack Wellington is launching tonight. It's a condo, a very nice condo that's open up in this area.
Yeah.
The main thing is 5 prints from Andrew King will be given away, so that's
Oh,
worth it
wow.
going along. I know I'm going for
Given
that.
away.
Loon Choir is playing at Mavericks. Everybody knows that's one of my favorite bands. Creative Mornings is tomorrow at Bridgehead Roastery. The topic is sex, so it's going to be interesting.
There you go.
Miss Helveca Bold is from 613 Talks and many others will be talking. Jane's Walks is this weekend, so get out there, walk, learn about your community.
Yeah.
Angie Models is putting a Rock the Runway at the War Museum. You got the Health and Fitness Expo. You have Grinder, Hip Hop Karaoke.
Yeah.
And one more thing.
We got CN Cycle for Chio, also at the War Museum.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's this weekend,
Tons of
Saturday,
stuff.
eh?
There's a classic and custom car show at the EY Center as well. Bon Appetit Ottawa, which we talked about earlier, is at the EY Center on May 6th. There's a new skate park opening up in Canada, so Saturday, top of the world, there's going to be DJ
Really?
Acro is going to be playing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I think that's from noon on. No, 11 a.m. on. Frenzy, you got Grand Theft from Mad Decent. He's in town too. You said hip hop.
So it's a boring weekend.
Yeah, there's really
Got
nothing
nothing
to
to
And one last
do.
thing that I do need to mention, we have a ping pong tournament of
There
all
you go.
things,
Yes,
which
that's
we
right.
referenced earlier, but on Sunday.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
And where's
we-
the ping pong tournament?
I don't know.
Spin
I,
ball,
right.
I actually, my colleague would know that, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, check
Online.
out the website.
There
guys.
you go. OSSC.ca. Thank you so much, Nikki. Next
Yes,
week
thank
we
you,
have...
Nikki. We have Rocky Laporte from Gentleman's Gardener. So figuring out how to handle the everlasting winter that we had and get your gardens going and
That's
your
an
lawns and
interesting one.
whatnot.
And we'll leave you with one last song from Silver Creek. This is Dangerous Girl. Thank you, Silver Creek. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Have a good week, guys.
Thank you, friends. Have a great day. Bye.
I think I wanna know you, baby, but I'm really not sure. I saw you looking my way. Never seen a girl looking like that before. She's a dangerous. She's a dangerous. She's a dangerous, dangerous girl. Yeah, I think that I might love you, but I really can't tell for sure. You got me tied up, turned around. Don't leave me bleeding out on the floor. She's a dangerous, she's a dangerous, she's a dangerous, dangerous girl. She's a dangerous, she's a dangerous, she's a dangerous, dangerous girl. I think I'm gonna miss you at the dirt falls from the spade. No, I never meant to hurt you, baby.